So, hello, welcome back. We all celebrated the International Women's Day yesterday, right? As a woman, how many women have you been able to help single handedly in your little corner, in your little income, apart from your family, apart from your extended family, apart from your friends, your circle? How many women have you been able to lift? How many women have you been able to help? How many women have you seen on corners of Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, on social media as a whole that you understand, you know they are actually better than you and they are struggling? How many women have you been able to help, to lift them, to be able to put their voices out there? How many women have you been able to help as a woman? And secondly, there are a lot of young women on the there are a lot of young women on the street, a young men on the streets. How many have you been able to help? Not giving them food. Food is something that comes and goes. And of course, every day they go out there as they walk around, they might get this food. How many people have you been able to lift to be able to register them in an examination? Let's say WAEC, NECO, giving them that first foundation. How many young men have you been able to help? How many young men are out there that you know that they have lost their parents, they are staying with stepmothers, stepfathers, and of course you know in your street or you drive around in your church, in your place of service, at your place of work, they work as security personnel. How many young men have you been able to lift? How many young men have you been able to pull out and of course give them money or go to a school, register them, make them have that first certificate, which is the most important things in their life right now, which is the WAEC? How many guys, how many young men have you been able to help? How many young women have you been able to help? Is a question we all need to ask ourselves. How many women? Because if you help a young man out there, this young man is coming from a woman, is coming from a broken home, is struggling out there to have to make ends meet. How many young men have you been able to help? How many young women have you been able to help? You don't see them and you conclude, no mind these ones, all of them are armed robbers. They don't even train them well. Their mama no train them well. Their mama, these girls, they are all useless girls, husband snatchers. How many girls have you seen out there and you use your voice to condemn them because you don't know them, you don't understand their struggles, because you see them out there? How many of them have you been able to change their clothing? We have all celebrated the International Women's Day and everybody is congratulating, everybody is posting, everybody is, yes, you may have done your own, but it's just a question. How many have you been able to help? I am doing my own. Yes. So ask yourself that question, because the young man you did not help today might end up being your daughter's husband. And someone is saying, God forbid. God will not forbid, because when they meet themselves out there and they choose or they decide to get married, you can't stop anything. You can't even stop them. How many young women have you been able to pull out there and help them? Someone is saying, God forbid, because your son might end up loving these same girls and bring them to you as a wife. And at that point, you can do nothing. How many young people have you been able to pull from where you understand this place where they are working or where they are is actually not good for them. They are not living good lives. How many have you been able to help? It's a question you should help yourself as a woman out there. How many women that have lost their husbands or they are going through marriage crisis? You know these women are going through marriage crisis. They left their homes and you have been able to give them just a bottle of oil to make meals, to make a cup of rice for their children. How many have you been able to help? Ask yourself that question. Not celebrating. I'm not asking anyone to stop celebrating. It's important we all celebrate. But these are questions we should ask ourselves as women. Not from your family, not from your blood, your lineage. Women out there, a woman out there, or a daughter from a woman out there, a son from a woman out there, because we are all trying to change our world. How many have you been able to impact? How many have you been able to move them from where they are? You know they are not living good lives. And in your little corner, in your little savings, you can do something. How many have you been able to help? It's a big question every woman out there should help. Should ask themselves. It is very important. Like I said, I'm not stopping anyone from celebrating. It is important we all celebrate and post videos and post pictures and post whatever you want to post is allowed. But ask yourself this question, apart from your lineage, apart from your daughters, apart from your sons, have you been able to help someone out there as a woman? No, whoever is existing out there, a young man out there is coming from a woman. A young woman out there that you feel is not doing too well is coming from a woman like you. How many have you been able to help? It's a question we all need to ask ourselves today. God bless you, and I'll see you in my next short video from Here Is Love. And I remain your end Moses on the True Ways relationship.